Welcome back to Driven Daily. Today we're going to continue the 2018 season recap, and after going to Mount Burke in the last episode, we're going to go to Mount Burke. We're going back to Mount Burke. Typically we'll run 2 Mount Okemos instead of 2 Mount Burkes, but this year is the off year for that, and we ended up going right back to the same place as last time. This time, however, the conditions were not so favorable. The fog in the morning was so intense that I couldn't even drive the course. I couldn't see what turns were coming. Even if I remembered that there's a left-hand 3 coming up, I had no idea where it started. I couldn't even see the landmarks on the sides of the road. So driving it was nearly impossible. We ended up shutting down the road for the morning, and we only got 2 runs in the afternoon. Where normally we would get 5 or even 6 practice runs in on Saturday, we ended up with 3. Now, I didn't really need practice day because we had just run the hill about a month before, and it's a fairly straightforward hill to learn. Essentially, the only thing you need to remember for Mount Burke is at every straightaway, it ends with a hairpin left-hander and then a hairpin right after that. And that's pretty much it. You can drive the hill by sight for the rest of the way. So we ended up spending most of Saturday just enjoying being in the campground and cooking up some good food.
This grill is entirely too cold. Pokey. This is what hill climb is all about.
But not the Nürburgring.
As like a just fun run.
We got up early on race day, completely ready to hit the hill. And because we were so well prepared, Mike got to take a fam run in somebody else's car.
Going in deep. In this.
Hi, I'm David, my 75 Dodge Dart. We're going for a run on the fam run on the hill climb.
After the fam run, it was time to race. And my main competition for this event is the same as the last event, Eric Amato. Now, he outdrove me in the last event, and he has a bit of a better car The Hayabusa powered buggy is just so light and so powerful. I probably wasn't going to be able to catch up to him on such a power hill. His power to weight ratio is just ridiculous compared to a stock Miata. So the big challenge for Burke 2, for me at least, was that we had made a major change to the car. We had swapped from an open differential, which can allow one wheel to spin. So if you're turning right, that inside wheel is going to get light and it's going to want to spin, and that's going to soak up all of the power from the engine, which kind of limits your traction coming out of turns, limits how much you can put into the tires when you're heading up the hill. So a limited slip differential kind of equalizes the force between those two wheels and makes sure that you can put down more power coming out of every turn. And that completely changes the way that the car handles and feels, and it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But it is a change that you need to acclimate yourself to as a driver. And I was kind of struggling with that all day on Sunday. And that was my primary goal, was to really familiarize myself with how that works and how the car should feel. By the end of the day, I was starting to feel pretty good. I still hadn't caught up to my times from Burke 1, but I was feeling the car and I had a pretty good sense of what it could do. So I really decided to pull out all the stops on that last run. I might have pushed a little too hard. But really, that's what the last run of the event is for. That's for kind of pulling out all the stops and really going for it. And if you make a mistake, that's the time that you want to make it, because you already have a timed run. So I didn't win the event. I didn't come in first in class. I took second in class again. But that's not a bad thing, because at this point, 4 events in, Ascutney, Okemo, Burke, I've taken second place in 3 of those, and I've only dropped 1, and that means that I am currently leading. I'm the only one qualified for the class win because I've accumulated enough points and I haven't dropped enough events. Now, the only way that I can actually claim that win is by competing in all of the subsequent events coming up after this, which is 2. I need to get a timed run on Sunday for both of those events, and by default, because I'm the only one in the running, I'm the only one who has attended enough events so far, that makes me win the class. So, coming up next, we're going to review Ascutney, which we're revisiting. That was the first event of the season, and it's the second to last event of the season, and that is my favorite hill. And then we'll go over Mount Philo, the very, very last event of the season, which generally has some pretty tough conditions, and it's a challenging hill in and of itself. That's my favorite hill. Okay, that's all I have for you in this episode. I hope you're enjoying these. I've lost a handful of subscribers since I started doing them, but I think that's just people who forgot that they were subscribed because I hadn't been posting any videos. If I am doing something wrong, if you know what it is, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icons, share any of these videos with your friends, and make sure you check out Matt's channel over in the UK. He's been a huge inspiration for me lately. He's kind of why I started doing videos again. And he's taking an MX-5 chassis and putting a really cool old Ford body on top of it. He really goes into all the awesome little fabrication details that are required to do a project like that, even if it's just cutting up a cereal box to make sheet metal templates. But I found him to be really entertaining, really informative, and his fabrication is top-notch. Definitely go check him out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next... No, I'll never see you. I'm not going to see you in the next... You'll see me in the next episode. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.